Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today we are breaking down the literal blueprint of success. We live in a world that is just completely obsessed with overnight sensations and instant gratification. But if you look closely at the source material we're analyzing today, a totally different reality emerges. We're going to unpack the undeniable power behind the discipline of showing up. And look, this isn't about finding some hidden shortcut or a magic formula. No way. This is about the raw, foundational truth of what it actually takes to transform your life and achieve greatness. So get ready to take some mental notes because what we're about to cover, it's going to completely change how you view your daily routine. Let's just start by shattering a massive illusion right off the bat. The myth we are constantly sold is that success is the result of a single magical moment or this sudden explosive burst of inspiration. We kind of just wait around for lightning to strike, right? Expecting our big break to fall right into our laps. But the reality is radically different. As our source points out, success is simply about showing up every single day, no matter what. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who fall short isn't talent, it isn't luck, and it's definitely not just opportunity. It is the unwavering decision to keep going when everyone else gives up. It's about putting in the work when everything inside of you is screaming to just take a break. Okay, let's dive into this, because this brings us to a word that changes everything: discipline. A lot of people view discipline as this sort of punishment or some rigid, joyless restriction, but the source frames it so beautifully. Discipline is simply the habit of showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's a concrete choice. Think about those mornings when your alarm goes off at 5 a.m. The bed is warm, the gym feels like it's miles away. Choosing to lace up your shoes instead of hitting snooze, that is discipline. You see, you're never going to reach your peak by waiting for motivation to hit you. We all have days when we just don't feel like moving. But discipline, that's what kicks in when motivation inevitably fades. It's what keeps you moving forward, creating a dependable system rather than just relying on a temporary mood. And let's be completely honest about what this actually looks like in practice. The source doesn't sugarcoat the daily grind, and neither should we. You wake up tired. Your body literally aches. Your mind gets clouded with this intense doubt, and sometimes the weight of the world just feels absolutely unbearable. We have to acknowledge and validate this visceral, physical, and mental pain, because it is incredibly real. Consider a writer just staring at a blank page for hours, fighting the urge to close the laptop and say, you know what, maybe tomorrow. It is so easy to make excuses in those specific moments. The easy path is always right there waiting for you. But, and this is absolutely vital, this exact discomfort is where the growth happens. You don't win by avoiding challenges. You win by facing them head on. Because here is the undeniable truth. The hardest part isn't the work. The hardest part is showing up. Think about how true that is. Once you actually start the workout, or you type that first sentence, or you make that really difficult networking call, the task itself is rarely as bad as the dread that preceded it. The source emphasizes that overcoming that initial mental friction, that urge to hit snooze or to quit before you even begin, that is your absolute biggest hurdle. Once you make the commitment to yourself to just cross the threshold and show up, you are already miles ahead of the game. When we break down the actual ingredients of success, the math is kind of surprising. We so often think the winners are just the lucky ones, right? The genetically gifted or the ones who had it easy from day one. But the truth drawn from our source material is that the most successful people aren't necessarily the most talented or fortunate. Success is roughly 95% just showing up, and maybe 5% talent and luck. The most successful people are simply the ones who absolutely refuse to quit. They do the mundane, unglamorous work when nobody is watching, when no one is cheering them on, and when the results are absolutely nowhere in sight. Now, what's really interesting about this is the actual formula for winning. It's profoundly simple. Step 1. Face the hard stuff. Step 2, take uncomfortable action. Step 3, move forward, even if it's literally just an inch. It's not glamorous at all, is it? But it's exactly what works. Moving forward, even by the smallest margin, is still moving forward. You are building momentum. The source describes it like a snowball rolling downhill. At first, it feels incredibly small and fragile, but the more you push it, the bigger and faster it grows, until you're just charging toward your goals with unstoppable force. Which brings us to a major perspective shift. The only way to fail is to stop showing up. That completely redefines failure, doesn't it? It means that falling down, that isn't failing. Getting rejected from that dream job isn't failing. Struggling through a tough project isn't failing. The source explicitly notes that it's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you get back up. Getting back up and continuing is the actual literal definition of winning. The only time you truly lose is the moment you stop trying. And this right here is exactly why we have to separate motivation from discipline. Motivation is fleeting. It's like a wave that crashes on the shore and then completely disappears back into the ocean. Some days you'll feel like you can conquer the entire world, and other days you'll feel like you're dragging your feet through mud. If you rely on that wave, you're eventually going to be left stranded on the sand. But discipline? Discipline is a choice that builds a strong, unbreakable system. Discipline doesn't care about your mood. It forces you to choose growth over comfort every single time, acting as this steady anchor when the waves of motivation recede. So the crucial point is what happens when that discipline compounds over time. When you show up every day, you are building strength and resilience. You're developing your skills. You're laying an unbreakable foundation. Our source uses a fantastic metaphor here. It's exactly like planting a seed. For a really long time, you don't see the roots growing beneath the surface. You water it daily, seeing absolutely no immediate reward, but those roots are spreading out, building a strong base. Progress often happens in these small, completely invisible increments. You're essentially lifting weights for your mind, and the more you do it, the stronger you become until the impossible just feels like another Tuesday obstacle to overcome. Every time you choose to act, you need to remember one fundamental thing. You are investing in your future self. Every rep in the gym, every hour spent working late on a new skill, every single sacrifice you make today, it will pay off tomorrow. It might not pay off immediately, and actually scratch that, it definitely won't happen overnight. But eventually, the seeds you plant today will grow into something magnificent. When you push through the friction, you are proving to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. You are declaring through your actions that you deserve success. But look, we also have to face a very hard truth. The world doesn't owe you anything. You are not entitled to an easy ride, and you aren't entitled to instant success just because you have a dream. The source material captures this perfectly, reminding us that greatness is rented, and the rent is due every single day. However, the flip side of that hard truth is incredibly empowering. While you aren't entitled to an easy ride, you absolutely are entitled to the rewards that come from relentless persistence. True success comes from the hard road, the one that challenges you and forces you to confront your weaknesses. So if you want a life that is truly extraordinary, you have to embrace the discomfort and stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the stars to perfectly align. Stop waiting for some magical sign from the universe. And definitely stop waiting for that fleeting wave of motivation to finally strike. There is no perfect moment. The conditions will never be 100% flawless. There is only right now. The time to act, the time to decide who you are going to be is today. Your time is now. The power to create your extraordinary future is sitting entirely in your own two hands. The world is waiting for you. Your goals are waiting for you. But absolutely none of it will happen unless you make the definitive, unwavering decision to show up. Stop letting life happen to you and start making life happen for you. You have the power, you have the strength, and you absolutely have the ability to take total control of your destiny today. Which leaves us with one final, undeniable question. What will you do today? Will you fall back into comfort, or will you choose to show up? The journey starts right now, and the only thing standing between you and your success is your decision to keep going. If this explainer ignited a fire in you, take that energy and put it into action. And to make sure you get this daily push to keep showing up and investing in your future self, make sure you hit that subscribe button for Elmi Motivation so you never miss your daily push. Keep grinding, trust the process, and we'll see you next time.